bathroom cup of water here because I got some little screws and little pieces, parts. Once you rinse, do it one part at a time, and once you rinse it, you got to immediately have an initial drying cloth and then a final drying cloth. That's got to be absolutely dry, it'll rust and be ruined. And you're going to have to start all over again. Now this one here, right, I don't know if you can see, right there and around the base of that stud, it's all brown rust. Because I'm trying to do a whole bunch of these at one time and not knowing that you basically have to do one part at a time. You put the bluing on there for, it says 60 seconds, actually 90 to 100 seconds. It works a little better as long as you keep it wet. Rinse very thoroughly, then take it out and have one towel where you dry it off the first time, and then another one on your leg or something over here where you could get it really good and dry a second time. And then you'll get like on this end down here where it looks pretty decent. Otherwise, like right there and like around the base of that stud, it's regular rust. And that'll rust right now. I got some small parts in this little thing here now. Take them out. I got a timer here. I'm trying to time about 90 seconds. I can't get the right out of there. Okay, there's a bigger trigger screw. But anyway, they went the elevation thing for the rear sight. And the trigger guard screw. Screw with the two bigger butt plate screws there. And then we drop them all into the liquid. It's been about 90 seconds or 90 to 100 seconds, which seems to work pretty good.
That's it. Good.
So like I said, I've done like a primary and secondary drying towels after I rinse, so that I could keep the parts from rusting. Like I tried to show you, it'll turn to regular rust real quick if you don't dry them off and then keep working with it to get it to the color you want. So when you dry it off the last time, you oil it and you let it sit and cure overnight, and then you can reassemble everything. You know, that's easier said than done. It's got a magnet on the end. Why don't I just try to use a magnet? Here's the magnet. No. Anyway, this is maddening with this liquid. It's a lot harder to use. I haven't done this in 45 years. I was in my 20s, and we were newlyweds when I built this CVA 45 percussion Kentucky rifle kit. It had raw brass castings and everything for the crescent shape, metal butt stocks and all that little thing on the other end of the that goes on the stock on the under the end of the barrel and all that. So I had to grind and polish the raw brass castings into the shiny brass gun pieces. And like I said, that's 45 years ago. I'm 60 and I was like 23 to 25 when I built that one. I still got that gun. I'll show you that sometime. But anyway, that looks a lot better when you soak them. if you could soak them in the bluing stuff. And then
Goodbye.
let them sit there for like 90 seconds or so. They say 60 seconds. I found 90 to 100 seconds is actually a tad better. But if you could soak it, that's even better yet. So when I go to continue on tomorrow, I'm going to have to find a bigger, something a little bit bigger I can use to, you can see that that looks a lot better when you dunk it in there.
I'm sure there's something to do.
Here is the front sight, and I said the front sight and that this safety switch are die castings. You polish up these die castings and you can dunk them down in there, and it looks a lot better. Here's the rest of the rear sight. I'll just set that in there to where the two screws go in. There's a little spot that needed to look a little better. And this is the knurled little thingy that goes on here to hold the whole assembly into the stock. So we'll dump that in there for a fourth time. I'm trying to dump this stuff. And there's the bolt. The bolt don't look too bad, but I figure I'll just try to get some of these parts in there. The more I jam in there, the deeper it'll get. It'll sit there and improve a little while I finish drying off these other little screws and small prouts and junk.
That's a fair deal.
Watch the timer here. And this is maddening. Trying to get these done enough to where it looks half decent. We're running out of light in a couple hours here, so I gotta get this done. Anyway, I thought I'd show you guys, just try to show you how to do this.
You've made a good bit of gold.
It's bluing is like the hardest part. Everything else is easy
There,
by
you've made a
comparison.
good bit of applying.
15 seconds. You can dump that in some rinse water. Had to change the rinse water once already.
That's more than I'm used to.
Besides, the inside of the barrel's gonna get rusted. I gotta get in there with some rubbing alcohol and cleaning patches and clean the inside of the barrel out and the inside of the gas tube and all that to
Goodbye.
oil it up. Need some spray oil too. I don't think I have any.
But perhaps you need new armor. 11. I have a large selection of
There.
You drive a hard bargain. Good day.
not so much having to have a hot glue. You just need a tank, need something where you can submerge it in this stuff and just let it lay there and soak. That apparently seems to be the key to getting her good. That's why I even took the sticking the bolt and barrel and all the other larger parts. I tried to stick them in this little cup here.
Good day. I offer the finest goods and the lowest price.
Try to
All through. You've got a great deal there. What's a fair deal?
parts soaking in there.
At a good price?
Just soak and drip for a minute and a half. And then we'll dunk it in the rinse water.
Take care. You've got good news.
I keep burning paper towels to dry these gloves off. You can't take the gloves off to handle the parts because it's got caustic chemicals on there, residue on there, even though you rinsed it and all of that. But as I said, anyway, you need this first one to initially try to dry the part off and everything. Then have another one over here ready to really get it good and dry.
Good day.
And Q-tips for the little holes and
It's my
stuff like that.
not only has it.
These little screwdriver magnets are, God, I wish I'd have thought of that 2 hours ago. Oh, I ain't got nothing, it's not big enough for the gas tube in the barrel or whatever, but I can, there we go.